Greetings to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video might be seen and shared. Celine Driver once again bringing you another unboxing and review of a watch that is mine. And as you've already seen from the title, it is, of course, another Zelos. It's a fairly rare Zelos. There's only 25 of these in existence. The goal I've set for myself, and I am 3/4 of the way to that goal, is to acquire one example each of all the watches Zelos has made with the metal tantalum. They made a hammerhead in that version. They made a swordfish, which I don't have and which is going to be extremely difficult to obtain. There's only 5 of those. They made a Skyraider, which is this one, and they made another one, which I have. I can't think of it off the top of my head at the moment because I'm, forgetful. But inside this box is a Tantalum Skyraider 2nd generation. As I said, there are only 25 of these. And I managed to procure number 11. And it was not the easiest watch to procure. Not because I couldn't find one. I did find one, obviously. My camera would cooperate. Obviously, I found one. It's a full skeleton, manual wind Skyraider version 2 in tantalum. Very heavy, very dense metal. This one came from Australia. Now, the seller wants to remain anonymous, so I will not say his name. He is well known on in the Zelos community. He has a fantastic collection in his own right, including 2 watches that I really want to buy from him someday. But he and I have agreed that if he decides to sell them, he's not going to sell them until he returns to the United States. The reason being that this watch was ordered in late March of 2023, and it took 6 weeks to get to the United States. 5 of those 6 weeks were getting out of Australia. Now, I didn't think it was possible for me to find a postal service that was worse than the United States Postal Service, but we did. It's the Australian Postal Service. Absolutely inept. Nobody could find the damn thing for literally a month until it showed up in Chicago. Chicago. It left Sydney, or got to the Sydney depot, I should say, and disappeared for 5 weeks. And then one day I get a message saying it's left Sydney, and then the next day it's in Chicago. And then 2 or 3 days later, it's in my hands. So good on you, Australian Post, you bunch of inept slobs. Couldn't get a simple package across the ocean in 2023 with air travel and all that good stuff. Hell, you couldn't get out of your own country for 5 weeks. So, and any Australians that subscribe to my channel, go ahead and blame COVID, blame Trump, blame, full moons. I don't know. But as you can see, this is number 11 of 25. It is, of course, other than the case, which is very special, it is the typical Skyraider 2, full manual wind. It's keeping excellent time. Simple 2-hander with a small seconds subdial at the 6 o'clock. But the tantalum, you can definitely feel most of these Skyraiders were either made out of titanium or bronze, but these tantalums, you can definitely feel the weight of the watch. It's a very, very dense blue-gray metal. It's mostly used either in electronics, or the majority of the use of tantalum is in medical instruments, because it's hypoallergenic, it's highly resistant to growing germs and stuff on it or on its surface. It's a very, very good metal for medical instruments. It's not really used very often in watchmaking, but yeah, and I think in one of my other videos I gave examples of a couple other watchmakers besides Zelos that did watches in this metal. But Zelos seems to have embraced it more than most, and certainly more than any in the last few years. It comes on this beautiful FKM rubber strap. FKM rubber straps have the and it's a 22 millimeter, tapers down to 20. Quick release spring bars. FKM has the advantage of being a very soft, very pliable, right out of the box strap. It doesn't smell. It's not sticky. It's not uncomfortable. It's really the premium rubber silicone type strap out there, in my opinion. And it turned me into a person who disliked silicone straps into somebody who actually does. The crown is steel, and the clasp is steel. But everything else in the watch is tantalum. You have sapphire crystals front and back. They are both flat crystals. You have a beveled bezel, so while this watch is certainly not a dress watch, it will fit under a cuff, and that bevel, that slight beveling to the bezel will help it slide easily under a cuff. It's not a very thick watch, but it's no dress watch. Let's see. The power to this thing, and I don't even have to turn it over to show you the movement, although I obviously, the barrel's there. There's the escapement, the heartbeat, if you will. All the train of wheels are clearly visible. You can even see the pallet forks banging away right there. This is an ETA 6498-1 elaborate movement. It's highly decorated. It's an incredibly attractive watch movement, and you can see it. The watch has been skeletonized as much as possible. You can see right through it. You know what? I think I might have left the plastic on the back, because yes, I did. Boy, that's really dumb of me. I was wondering why it looked distorted looking through there, and you can see. Let me zoom in a little bit on the face. You can see the train of wheels running from the center down through to the 4 o'clock area. You can see the skeletonized barrel even. There's the pallet fork right there. It's just a beautifully decorated. It's simply decorated, but still a beautiful, beautiful watch. Screw down case back, sapphire crystals top and bottom, as you can see. Lots of jewels in there. It's a very accurate movement. It has, I believe, a very high power reserve. I forgot to write down what it is. I know it's well over 40 hours. It may even be 50 or so hours in power reserve. It's a typical Skyraider 42 millimeter case, a 22 millimeter lug, as I said, 11 millimeter thick, and 48.5 millimeter on the tip to tip, with 50 meters water resistance. This is a non-screw down crown. You can probably get it wet a little bit. I wouldn't go swimming in it. But if you get caught in a rainstorm or you accidentally slip and fall into a swimming pool or something, as long as you get it out of the water right away, it shouldn't damage the watch. At least we hope not. Obviously, being a Tantalum, it's not a watch that you generally want to polish. It's satin finish all around. I still can't remember what that other Tantalum was. Is it Hammerhead, Skyraider, Swordfish, and what? I can't think of it, but I have it. I mean, I know I have it. I just can't think of it. And that's a little embarrassing. I'll put it in the description down below, but I just can't think of it right now, and that worries me. Maybe I ought to be taking Prevagen. Not sponsored mention, by the way. Well, like I said, it was a hell of an odyssey to get this watch to me, and I appreciate the seller's patience. He charged me a reasonable price for the watch. It wasn't a lot of money to ship it, but it was not money well spent. USPS International quotes 6 to 10 days out of Australia, and they should have quoted 6 to 10 weeks. Would have made them look better if they had told the truth. But that's all water under the bridge. The watch is here. It's mine. And I'm 3/4 of the way to completing the Tantalum collection set from Zelos. All I need to do now is find someone who has one of those Tantalum swordfish. And since there's only 5 of them, that's a journey in and of itself. And then convince one of those 5 people to sell it to me. That'll be a big ask. But I have patience. I have time. I will get it done. But I hope you found this video to be entertaining, useful, informative. If you did, please click that thumbs up button for me. Clicking that like button, the thumbs up button, whatever you want to call it, does help with the search algorithms that YouTube employs and helps bring people to the channel. And that's always a good thing. Comments, questions, suggestions down below. I do read them all. I do respond to them all. However, if you are going to troll me or you're going to try to insult me, you're certainly welcome to try. Probably won't do it, but you can try. Or you're going to leave links to bad places on the internet. I'm simply going to delete the comment and block the commenter. If you're new to the channel, of course, welcome. According to Social Blade, I have almost 700 videos for you to watch besides this one on my channel, at least as of the time I'm making this video. So I encourage you to enjoy yourself, watch as many videos as you want. All I ask in return is that you click that subscribe button down there below the viewing window. And when you do, please go ahead and click that bell icon too, so that when I upload new videos or I do live streams, you will be alerted. As I always say at the end of my videos, it is a crazy old world out there. It is not getting any less crazy, so please, when you're out there, be safe, be careful, be well. See you soon.